really doesn't seem like too onerous a responsibility after all. Obviously, I've known Nick all his life, and I think I do have perhaps one of sort of my earliest vague memories and recollections was when he was born. A little bit perhaps going to the hospital and seeing him and Mum through a window, I think, at the hospital. But mainly because I got to stay for the night at Auntie Marg and Uncle Pete's, and I think I got a Matchbox model car out of it as well. So that's fantastic. My brother was alright for that. I did alright. So much more exciting at the time than a new baby brother. From that point on, really, a typical sort of brother rivalry and love-hate relationship developed. I loved using the advantage of age and experience, not to mention superior talent and skill, football, tennis, cricket and snooker and anything else that we played, and he hated it. Though to be fair, of course, I was very, very lucky that things like music and art were never tested so competitively, because if they had been, the boot would firmly have been on the other foot for sure. Still, I like to think that I was doing him a service, really, and character building exercise for him all those years out in the garden and in the front room playing snooker. And I think it's had a pretty successful outcome, really. All in all, I think he's turned out all right, and he must have done for someone like Karen to be prepared to marry him. And he's a pretty good dad too, isn't he, Sophie? She's nodding. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway, it only really remains for me to propose a final toast before we end the formal part of the day. We can all relax and breathe a sigh of relief that no one's messed up apart from the person who couldn't get the names right.
And the girl that blabbed all the way through.
No, that's allowed. Emotion's allowed at a wedding. I think that's a good thing. And everyone, then we can enjoy the wedding at breakfast that's about to be served. I'm sure that, well, Nick's touched on how they met again, but I'm sure that romance was the last thing on his mind when his fire engine pulled up at Foundry Lane School that day, when he renewed his acquaintance with Karen. But what a good job it was that he happened to be put on that school visit and the meeting occurred. And what a good job you had a blue bit of paper. Absolutely. I'm sure in a school they wouldn't have been anywhere with any paper. I do know, though, I know certainly, I can see, and Nick's told me how much happiness that Karen's already brought to him, and I know that they're a very well suited couple. So please just finally join me in raising your glass to them both and wishing them a long and happy marriage. A long and happy marriage.
Dave and whoever.
No, she said, I want it.